What character in Dragon Ball Z do you hate the most?
Oh, shit, that's easy. I don't like. Shit, this isn't as easy as I thought. Bulma. I don't like Bulma.
What?
Oh,
Wow, why?
I could give two shits about Bulma, dude. Straight up, she's useless.
She's not useless. She's not useless. She created the Dragon Ball locator.
Cool. That's
in
great.
Super and DBZ.
Bro,
Shows really
Bulma
cool
is
Dragon
a G.
Ball.
She is
Bulma is
only
a G.
useful when they need something in the plot. She's useful, but she's always in the plot, and they don't always need something.
She's a character in the series.
We are all characters in this series of life, okay? But are we all necessary? No. Let's just be honest. First of all.
Oh, well.
Unless you need something.
That's going to upset some fan base.
Specific character, okay?
Hello, fellow Weebs and Otakus. Welcome to another episode of Anime Fix, where you get your fix for all things anime. I'm Lance.
I'm Chase.
I'm Hunter.
I'm special guest Cory.
Hey.
I forgot to say I was a special guest. I'm not that special. Let's just be honest here.
No, you're not. You're the outsider in this.
I'm just the guest.
I think you're special.
I think everyone's special.
I needed that.
Except myself.
If everyone's special,
now
no
it's sad.
one's special.
Oh, it's sad now.
They're the American anime, Incredibles 2004.
All right. We are this week going to be talking about Dragon Ball and have a showdown between host Chase, the Great Jackson, Hunter, basic guest, and
diet guest, actually.
Diet guest, and special guest Cory, our guest host from last week.
Yeah.
I will be mediating this, which means I probably won't do anything.
What's new?
Oh. Alrighty.
Hey.
I'm going to trust all three of you to have a good, clean fight. No punches below the belt.
I'm going to drag you into this. I'm going to find a way, and I'm going to drag you into this. You're not going to stay neutral this whole time.
Yep, I'm gonna drag him into it too because he's seen Dragon Ball Z Battle of Gods, so he knows the character.
It's my favorite cat.
You know what a Dragon Ball is. I can't make the joke. The joke. No, that's all right. Whatever. That's
Dragging these balls across your face. Lance.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna sit back. No, probably not. I am going to sit back and let you guys go at it. Chase, if you want to start.
Not really. I want to know where they stand on Dragon Ball.
Oh,
I know
okay.
a little bit.
What do you want to know? How we stand? Like, do you want to know what characters we think, what arcs we think, how we feel about the show as a whole?
Let's do show as a whole first.
Oh, it's
I'll tell you why you're wrong.
Top tier anime for me. I mean, it is like I can sit down and watch that shit all day.
You're lying.
No, not at all.
What?
I'm not even lying a little bit.
Really? Like you really like it?
It is the only anime I watched growing up. Like I caught it on a Saturday cartoon, like on Nickelodeon or something, like Dragon Ball Z Kai.
It was a Saturday morning cartoon.
It was a Saturday morning. Dragon Ball Z Kai was airing on Nickelodeon, and I watched it. I was like, "Holy shit, it's actually really good!" And I started looking into it. And I'm like, "Oh my god, this is a Japanese adult cartoon." What do you know?
What do you know? Hey, Chase, hear that? Or found it on Saturday morning, same as Pokemon.
What's up, Lance?
I'm going back. I'm muting now.
No, I thought so. The show was good. I was like, "This is fun." Now, granted, I watched Z Kai, so they cut out a whole lot of the BS in that show.
That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, I mean, it's the superior way to watch it. I think. I ended up watching.
No.
Hold on. Hang on. Hold on. I ended up watching the whole series all the way through online, and it was the original, like regular Z with the original voice actors, and or it might have been like a second set of voice actors or something. Anyway, I watched the whole thing in its entirety in the 5-minute long screaming sessions, and you know,
Like
the 5-minute fight that was like 12 episodes long.
It was a good fight.
I'm not saying it wasn't a good fight. I'm just saying it shouldn't have lasted. A 5-minute fight should not last 12 episodes.
You know, time moves slower sometimes. You know.
Sure.
Sometimes that benefits us. Sometimes it doesn't. I don't know.
Cory, what about you?
I believe Dragon Ball should be in the garbage.
Oh
That
my god!
Jesus.
What? What do you mean?
I mean, a lot of it is drawn out. It has, to me, some very serious pacing issues. We have already talked about how I feel about the lack of character development as a whole, and then the character assassinations that happen throughout that series. So that's basically only Gohan. That was wholly a character assassination. You built him up to be like, all right, now snipe, and that's the end of Gohan's character. And it's like, okay, thanks for that, I suppose.
No. Continue. I want
Holy,
more.
holy. After Cell, they wholly were like, you see Gohan, he's so cool. Like everyone was like, could have been on Gohan's team, but then they were like, we're gonna make other choices. So that
He's
cannot
still
be.
cool.
I will let you cling to that for now. That's the life raft you can.
He's literally getting his own movie.
He's
getting his own movie here in a couple months.
Wow, that only took
I'm actually
years.
really excited about that. I feel like that movie is because of your point, Cory. I think it's like they want to, because even in Super, his character's been pretty fucking terrible. If we're being honest here, that's my only F-bomb of the whole episode, so we can keep it PG, 13. But they killed him off, like you said, as his character was. I agree with that. I don't think the whole show belongs in the trash, but I could agree with Gohan's character being pretty god awful. Like they had him so good after the Cell Saga, and they're like, "Hey, we're gonna like send Goku off to do something, and then we're gonna focus on Gohan," and then they're just like, dumpster fire, dumpster fire. He got good character development. It's just like I don't like what they did with his character.
But that's what they did with all the characters. Like I watched Dragon Ball from Dragon Ball, so I have this relationship with Yamcha, Tien, Chaozu, all these other characters who were actual characters, and then slowly one by one they just said, you no longer matter, and they didn't, and they became super irrelevant despite the fact that they kept putting them in shots to be like, oh look, they're here, and I'm like, to do what?
Cheerleaders. That's what Z fighters are.
Get holes punched through their chests.
If you don't have blonde hair, you're a cheerleader, okay?
Yeah.
The main characters don't even have blonde hair. That's not natural.
I mean, still have blonde hair though.
It's actually blue hair now.
That's actually
they're real anime girl fans now.
Wait, but doesn't Ultra Instinct just like use a super white like power up, but still like black hair?
Yeah, he goes to the nursing home after he turns Ultra Instinct. Her just goes straight white.
Totally off topic. Have you seen or read the manga? Like, have you caught up to it right now? Like, what's happening?
No, I don't.
Well, I won't spoil anything then. Never mind.
I don't read books backwards. That's weird.
What?
I barely read. I barely have time to read, like, as it is. I'll be honest. So, like, the idea of me sitting down to read a book backwards, I'm good. I don't want to.
You just gotta look at pictures. It's like McDonald's. You just type the pictures. You don't like have to read words, really.
Like when you go to the menu board and the self-order menu, I'll tell you. If we're going off topic for a second, I'll tell you.
Trust me, it takes me 20 minutes to order.
Right, like you sit there. It's the best thing that we've ever gotten as a human society. If we're gonna be honest here, no human interaction. Do whatever you want. No judgment when I say I want like
40 nuggets. Yeah,
some crazy. Yeah, right. Like you just order it, and they're like, "Here's your order, sir." And they know, and you know they know, but no one talks about it. Beautiful. Anyway,
completely on your side on that one. Completely on your side on that one.
Anyway. I think I disagree with the show as a whole being in the trash, but I will say your point about characters like Yamcha and Tien and all that, I could get behind. The issue is they kind of wrote themselves into a corner with that because somehow Krillin's like the most powerful human out of the whole show. And I feel like as the shows progress, they've kind of tried to scale them with the main characters, but also kind of keep them in the same spot. So as the main characters get like ridiculously overpowered, they get powerful, but like how the main characters were in the last series. Because they got to like scale them a little bit, but like at the same time, like they kind of wrote themselves into a corner because humans don't have the capability to be more powerful like the Saiyans do. So
What if they did? They're writing the story and they're actively choosing to be like, the humans just can't. Like the power creep is so bad that they can't even tier.
Because they've done all these narratives of Saiyans and humans and like half Saiyans and all this other stuff, and like they can get ridiculously powerful, but like just straight up humans, like as always, they've always been like not overly super powered.
It was already written, by the way, so throw that argument out of the trash.
What do you mean? I mean, sure,
Yeah,
they wrote the manga, but you have to. They chose to write the manga like I wrote this manga. I could choose to make other narrative decisions, and I choose not to.
Yeah,
Well,
but
they
you're
can't
gonna
do
have
it
all your fans. Okay, so that's a good point. But look at The Walking Dead when they don't follow the comics and their entire fan base loses their goddamn minds. And then like imagine that, but like your normal Dragon Ball fan just going like, well, they're not following the manga, and then it's just a whole thing. They're gonna have to reboot the whole series again. It's all over. This isn't my Dragon Ball, you know.
Quick thing.
I would argue.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
You're good.
I would argue that the fandom is why we keep having the issues with this show that we have. Because
You could argue that for anything, to be honest.
My
I
hero.
mean, I'm not a part of that fandom. I can't speak on her, but I just
you've got character arcs in the show that are really good, and I think those get overshadowed by like the goofy memes of like character arcs, like the Frieza saga, where it dragged on forever, and everyone's like, "All right, guys, listen, we can end this." It's a good one, right?
What?
But I think there's like the Boo saga. I thought was a lot more fun. It's a little more
what?
goofy. It's
What?
It's a little
The
more
Boo
goofy.
saga?
I'll tell you why. Hang on. I'll tell you why. Because my favorite character in the whole show gets a good amount of development in that, and that he continues to get it in Dragon Ball Super. Absolutely fantastic character. And the Boo saga really, it does that really well. The Android saga is my favorite though out of all of them. That's the one I'll go back and I'll hop in and the Android through Cell saga, which I mean, kind of narratively is the same thing in the grand scheme of things, but
it's all hero's journey. Okay.
Right. Yeah. Like it's all. Yeah. Right. But I think
Boo saga though.
Fantastic. The Boo saga.
You could have said Garlic Junior saga, and I would have been okay.
Chase, I'm just gonna interject there. Don't act like you knew what the hero journey was until a few weeks ago when I told you what the hero journey was. Okay.
Hey! I was just confused because Star Wars and Harry Potter, they're the same thing, just different names. They're just different names. Think about it.
Oh,
think about it.
It's all the hero's journey. They're all ripping off the same core concept.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're going to argue that, you could argue that 50 Shades of Grey and Twilight are the same thing, which
they are.
Okay, well, so technically they are because
right.
I think I can't remember which one. Twilight came first, so 50 Shades of Grey was actually a fan fiction based off of. Don't ask me why I know that, but
I want to know a detailed explanation first why you know that, and two.
So who are your guys' favorite characters in the whole show? Quality of the show and everything else aside, who are your favorite characters? Like, give me like a top two. Give me a top two. Like, who are your two favorite top two? I don't make this complicated.
You gonna go first, Cory? Or me too?
Gohan and Piccolo.
Interesting.
Hence the root of all my bitterness.
I'm gonna say Gohan and Trunks.
I'm gonna say Vegeta
Makes sense.
and probably it's just time travels. He's the show's scapegoat, and when they want to say like, "Oh, we got to do this thing," and then it's like Trunks is here, and they're like, "Oh, crazy, we can do this thing now. How about that?"
Yeah.
But Vegeta and Gohan are the two only characters in the entire show I feel like have gotten actual proper like good character development. I do think it's funny though. None of us said Goku, who is the main character of the show.
I know.
None
But
of
like,
us
He's
said
been
Goku.
the same
he's still
since.
cool. But
He's been the exact same for the entire all of the series, even GT. You didn't change in GT. He's the same. You could just put him in as canon in GT, and he's just like, all right, whatever. Like, he didn't do anything different. Like,
yeah,
Goku never goes through like a bad time in his character. He doesn't like have a hard struggle ever. I mean, he does, but like he just screams a little bit, and he's like, all right, cool, we're good. See you guys later.
I mean, he puts everything on his shoulders too.
Mm-hmm. Which is toxic as hell.
Because Vegeta is too weak. You know,
It's not true.
always gonna be second place.
It's not true.
Yeah, it is.
I
It is.
mean,
Quick side note though. Cory, did you read? Because I know Hunter did not read backwards books, but Cory, did you read the manga of Super at all? Like during the tournament arc?
oh goodness, no, I haven't touched. I haven't
Oh.
touched Dragon
Oh.
Ball since it had GT at the end of it. That was when I
Wait.
said, "You will stop playing in my face."
So you haven't? You
didn't
watched
watch
any of
Super?
You watched Super at all?
I watched the Battle of the Gods movie, and I said, "So this is more of a
Let's see.
Goku filleting piece. Get out of my face!" Like I'm very over the hype of Goku, and that's mostly what that movie was doing. And I'm like, okay, so it's more of the same.
Dragon Ball. Yeah.
Y'all gonna catch me watching something else then. And I have not been back since.
All right. Well, so do you care if I spoil anything, or it doesn't matter?
Oh, I have a friend who has been actively spoiling this for me, despite the fact that I keep telling him I do not care. And he's like, "But you must know this," and I'm like, "Girl, stop."
Well, so look, in manga during the tournament arc, Hunter, you know what the tournament arc is, right? The universe tournament arc.
Yeah.
There's a distinct difference between the manga and the anime. In the anime, if you remember correctly, Goku in Partial Ultra Instinct defeats Kefla, right?
Mm-hmm.
In the manga, Gohan in Mystic Gohan form defeats Kefla.
So they do derive from the narrative a little bit.
They do, especially with the manga, because Gohan by
That's a
himself
lot.
defeated Kefla, which Gohan Partial Ultra Instinct had trouble with. But the difference is Goku obviously didn't get eliminated. Gohan and Kefla both got a double like knockout. But even so, even Mystic Ultimate Gohan, like that kind of power is crazy to me.
I think the issue I have with Mystic Gohan is it's so, and maybe this is the point of it. They can leave it ambiguous, so we don't. You kind of know where the ceiling is for like the Super Saiyan levels. You kind of know like where they can float within that realm. Eventually, they have to surpass it. But like Mystic Gohan can literally just be like there and show up and not be any different and just take care of the dudes that he's got to take care of. Like he can just like one episode be like, "Oh, I'm not powerful enough for this," and then 2 episodes later he's mad and he's like, "All right, cool, screw it, we're doing the whole thing, and I'm not gonna look any different or change. I'm just gonna be upset."
He changed. He became like Vegeta. He became cocky and overconfident. You know what I mean? And then proceeded to get absorbed
like he did in the Cell Saga,
in the Buu Saga.
in the Buu Saga. I like
Which is your
Vegeta's
favorite?
character. I think Vegeta's characters had the most character development.
Oh yeah, he's not throwing fights anymore.
Yeah, I
Because of
think
his ego.
it's nice to see them not constantly trying to push him into a situation like where I get why they did this in the Boo saga narratively, but like the whole like will he won't he thing in the Android and Cell saga was fun because like he was freshly still kind of a good guy, but he was in that like lawful evil where he was doing good things, but like occasionally he would just do something bad because like, oh, he might still be a bad guy, who knows? And
it's all about him for sure.
yeah, in the Boo saga, you're pretty firmly sure that like he's good, we're good, we're fine, and then going on from there, it's the same. But like,
I mean, after he destroyed a whole stadium of people,
you know, he had the little thing on his forehead, and you know, drawing M on your forehead, that'll do something.
If he's strong enough to resist Harry Potter magic, he's strong enough not to kill people, you know?
Well, maybe. I don't know. He did kind of say he wanted to do that, so that was a little.
What, kill people?
That was a little. Yeah, that was a little. That was a little effed up. Not gonna lie.
He is a violent sociopath.
That's a little out of
Why are
pocket.
we pretending like he's not?
Because he's not now.
Pride.
Are we sure?
Have you ever considered that, like, if you blew up a stadium full of people, Spotify, this is a joke. I just do not demonetize this. If you blow up a stadium of people, that you couldn't, I don't know, 5 or 6 character arcs later in your life, go, I probably shouldn't have done that. I'm gonna have a wife and kids now.
I never get that feeling.
There's flaws with this character. I'm willing to admit that. That's one of them. But like, to be fair, he was under control, and the deepest, darkest parts of him were getting drawn out. So he didn't really have a chance to like change or suppress them to like overcome that, which eventually he does when he balls himself up.
He wasn't under control. He was like, I'm voluntarily taking this in so I can get more power.
Yeah. No, because when he goes and blows himself up, he's fighting Goku. They're all aggressive towards each other, and it actually takes him like getting into his own head to stop doing that and like charge up to like what he thinks kills Majin Buu right there. They kind of go back and forth on that, I feel like, but
I thought it was because he thought he could beat whatever was coming out, like because he's Vegeta and his hubris knows no limits.
Oh,
he was like, whatever pops out, I can handle, and then it became apparent that that was not the case, and Vegeta's
never the case.
It's not. The first time something rolls up, Vegeta is not ever. He's not ever ready to squat. He's like, I'm missing so much, and he thought he was. He thought he was. He was like, I got this under control. I'm as bad as Goku. I'm as bad as Gohan. I'm as bad as these other people, and then he wasn't, and he ended up dying.
You know what's so frustrating? So frustrating to me is Goku is such a bitch that he doesn't just defeat Vegeta in 2.5 seconds, going Super Saiyan 3 when he's fighting Vegeta, because he doesn't want to hurt his pride. Because that's all Vegeta is, a walking ball of pride, right?
No, that's not true. He's got a lot of determination, and he lets go of a lot of that pride as the series goes on. He changes
as the series goes on. I mean, 8 seasons in, he's still prideful. You know what I mean?
The man's like got some problems. Okay, we all do.
I totally agree with you. He has problems, but when Goku can literally go Super Saiyan 3 and Beerus flick him away so he can take care of Majin Buu before he becomes out of that ball, like just do it. But plot armor. That's fine.
There you go. That's exactly what I was gonna say. You can blame the writers for that one.
Best cat in anime.
Best cat in anime. Yes. Definitely better than Cat Returns, but.
Shut up. Shut up. It's a good movie.
It's not.
You have no taste.
Shinkai. We'll agree on that.
That's the only thing we agree on.
Yeah, nostalgia.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I really want to know what you both think about the Garlic Jr. saga. Did you both watch that?
I could give 2 shits about the Garlic Jr.
It's so bad. So
it's just
bad.
Not good, dude. It's not even canon anymore, is it?
It's.
I'm pretty sure they don't.
Sure.
Like they.
No, it's still canon.
No, but they never reference it. They never bring it up. They never be like, "Oh yeah, you guys remember that one time when we fought Garlic Jr. and this crazy thing happened?" They don't talk about it.
Well, no one cares because it's a Gohan and Piccolo story.
Right.
I love those characters. I genuinely have no idea. I can't even recall this arc slightly. I'm like, wait.
Exactly right.
Exactly. Yeah. Look up if it's
even happened?
look up if it's canon. I'm pretty sure it is, but it might just be on the Dragon boxes. I have no
I'm
idea.
looking it up. I'm looking it
probably
up
not
right
in
now.
Kai.
But I'm curious.
It's probably not.
Dragon Ball Junior is. Let's see here. Dragon Ball Junior. Dragon Ball Junior. Here's an
should
idea.
know.
Dragon Ball Junior. We could do that. That's a good one. Entirely filler material.
Okay.
Not canon.
Makes sense. But if you like
I'm pretty sure
Gohan
it takes
Piccolo,
place in
watch that.
between. It takes place in between the original series and Z, doesn't it? Or like right after.
It takes place right after Frieza and before Goku and Trunks come into the fray when they come back. When Goku comes back.
It's like not a good time.
It's when Goku is learning instant transmission on what's that planet called? Yarnis? I don't know.
The I don't know. Every single time I try to remember anything about the show, the only thing I can think of instead is Dragon Ball Abridged.
Oh, bro, Dragon Ball Bridge is so good. So good.
I'll give you that.
There's
Dragon
a
Ball
whole
Bridge
different
is
way
much
to enjoy
better.
the show. The whole different way to enjoy the show right there. Like, I'm glad they were really supportive of them when they were making those shows because, I mean, there was like, they had so much, like, I'm sure they could have gotten sued or something like that and had to stop making the show, but like, everybody, I don't know, like, I think what it was, Akira Toriyama was like, yeah, this is great. Let's go ahead and do it. This is hilarious. They even made a reference in Super to it.
Oh, they did? When they do
Yeah,
that?
you remember? So in the bridge, they always had this joke with Mr. Popo being just how he is, and
Yep.
you know.
How Mr. Popo is. Yep.
Popo have to slap a bitch.
Right. So, but they'll do these quick like little like the camera will look at him and like pan right into his eyes, and all you can see is just the whole frame of his eyes. And they do that in Super. They like Mr. Popo gets pissed off about something in Super, and like the camera just cuts to him, like his eyes fill the whole frame. I was like, I know what that is. Reference to the YouTube thing.
I understand that reference.
It was good though. That's a whole nother way to enjoy the show. And I know they've got like I think a Full Metal Alchemist version of that as well, which I couldn't give two shits about. But
I need to watch that so bad. I hear it's so good.
I didn't even watch. I don't even know
Alchemist
where the Full Metal Alchemist is. I don't watch.
Okay, well you need to fix that. Full Metal Alchemist.
Listen, here's the thing. Up until Dragon Ball, my girlfriend recently got me to actually watch Attack on Titan, and I'm getting hooked into it. I'm on season 3. Probably about
oh my
midway
god,
into
it's so good. It's
good.
Good.
It's good. I'll say I have complaints about that show, but that's probably for a different podcast. But and honestly, the complaints I have about that show are about the same I have for Dragon Ball sometimes. Yeah, fair, but
that's fair.
The only 2 animes I've actually consistently watched is all the Dragon Ball except for the original because it feels gross. I feel like I need to take a shower after I watch the original episode.
Yeah.
I'm just not into
it.
That's my least favorite type of anime is the ones I watch and I'm like, I don't like that. I don't want to watch this. This is weird. This makes me feel uncomfortable. It turns from anime to adult cartoon at certain times. I'm like,
there's a whole genre of fan service, so I get you. It's not
I'm just like
it's
weird,
pinned to top of my list, but it's whatever.
Other than those 2 though, I think I caught a couple episodes of 7 Deadly Sins, and I was like, cool, whatever. This is kind of ghetto, to be honest.
Ever come across Psychopaths at all?
Stop bringing Psychopaths up every time.
You know what? We talk about Dragon Ball for you, all right? I get to talk about Psychopaths.
Wait,
2 whole episodes. Why are you acting like you 3? See, you're not deprived.
Full Metal Alchemist is the one with the robot.
3 seasons,
right?
2 movies. There's an extended edition that I just started watching, and then I've almost finished. Well, I still have to wait for the translation to come out, but I'm working through the Inspector Shinya Kogami manga right now, which takes place before. And then there's a whole series of books I won't be able to read because they're only in Japanese right now.
I mean, you can just
have Tori read to you.
Yeah, that's what you're doing.
Poor thing. So hooked.
Okay, so I lied. I actually did watch a few episodes of Full Metal Alchemist, and I gotta be honest with you, I could give 2 shits. I could not follow that plot. It was just those things.
You watched that one or Brotherhood?
I don't know.
So is it because it has a plot you can't follow it?
Oh, no, that's not true. Because I'm watching Attack on Titan, so I can't say the F word anymore. I already used my one.
It's fine. Unpopular opinion. It's
Cool, fuck
hard.
you.
It's hard for me, and probably because I'm an idiot and stupid. But I can't follow Attack on Titan. I have to look up like so many things of like what's going on right now in the story.
I have
So
the
boring.
same problem. That is one of my complaints. I
Yeah.
constantly have to ask my girlfriend Alex about it. And
Yeah.
every single time I ask her about it, she goes, "It'll make sense. Just give it a few more episodes.
Yeah.
We'll explain it."
I have to ask
And I'm
Lance
like,
all the time.
What are
I
you
have no
talking
idea.
about?
I mean,
It makes
that's-
sense. I'm like, they bring up a plot thread, and see, this is the thing I do like about Dragon Ball a lot. When they bring up a plot thread, they address it like right there, right.
So
I mean, my camera, right
with
there.
Attack on Titan, right? There's so many layers to it, and there's so much going on that it's like it would do a disservice to explain it right then and there. You have to let the
No,
plot.
I see, but it wouldn't.
It wouldn't. It would make me understand so I can enjoy it better.
Right? Yeah.
Well,
Like, and I stuck with it mostly because of her at this point. Because I'm gonna. It's getting interesting to be fair, but
Well,
Dragon
that's
Ball has a key
3
thing where
seasons in it.
they bring up a plot thread and they don't just like, oh, all right, we're gonna say this one line, and then like 20 episodes later, we're gonna have this like crazy flashback for the
Yeah.
entire episode where we talk about it, and
Well,
now you know about it. Like it's just a lot of
That's because you guys have
crochet.
It's like no discipline, and you want instant gratification for everything, and you're not willing
Exactly.
to let the
Right.
suspense build up. Right?
That's why I dropped
part
out
of
of school
the-
3 times.
Our dumb ape brains as men. We're
Yep.
I just don't want to be bored the whole time, and Attack on Titan is boring.
That's not
It's
true.
not boring. Like what
That's not true.
about it is boring? Okay, this isn't an Attack on Titan episode. This is the Dragon
It's
Ball.
not.
It's fine.
We will get
It's
to
fine.
that. We will have to come back for that episode. Actually,
This is our podcast. We do what we want.
No,
Unpopular
I-
opinion. Demon Slayer is a better version of Attack on Titan.
Oh,
Shut-
she wants me to
I
watch
la-
that one next.
I actually haven't seen Demon Slayer. so I
Habaneri and the
can't-
Iron Fortress is a better version of Attack on Titan.
What'd you say?
We don't-
What is
You
it?
know, okay.
Habaneri and the Iron Fortress is a better version
Habanero?
of Attack on Titan.
That's pepper.
Habaneri.
That's a pepper.
Habaneri. And it is 1 season long, and it is all Attack on
Jalapeno.
Titan. See? 1 season. So you
put
can
it in the
condense
chat.
all of that into 1 season.
Put in the chat so I can like remember the word you just said.
Put in the chat so I can remember to not watch it.
No, I'll watch it for you. I'll watch it for you. By the way,
Okay.
all these people wanted to be on the podcast. By the way, side note, people that
All these people?
Yeah, and those are their anime recommendations.
Oh, fun. Okay, that's exciting.
Real quick, I want to do a quick step back. You guys brought up there's a series of Dragon Ball that involves androids. Is that
Yeah,
There's an
it's like-
arc.
there's an art?
it's an art. It's
Would
really
I
cool.
enjoy that? You know, like as you
Yeah.
know, like the
What
kind
did
of
you not enjoy about Dragon Ball Battle of Gods? What did you not enjoy about the movie?
I said there was an appeal there, but it's just not my particular.
Well, okay. Here's the problem: if you just jump
Genre.
in straight to that movie,
Yeah,
I don't
it's
think
hard.
you're gonna. Yeah, like it's kind of hard. It's Dragon Ball's not like a super duper overly plot heavy show, but there is things where you got to get to know those characters sometimes.
I do
And,
like
the
super,
development and like.
but I like super overdeveloped plot. I like all those
Psychopaths.
layers there. Psychopaths, yeah, that's right there. That's my cup of tea.
Yeah.
Here's my thing. Really quick, we're gonna get back on topic. I have one more I want to say.
Don't
Don't worry
worry
about
about
it.
it.
We're always
Doc-
go off
fine.
topic.
Doctor
Always
Stone. I will absolutely not watch Doctor Stone ever again.
What?
I watched like
What?
3 or 4 episodes of that. It made zero sense to me. I was like, this is absolutely. I
What?
have absolutely no idea what I'm watching. I
He
don't like this
explains
show.
He explains it.
And he over explains it. That's all he does.
No, he
The whole
doesn't. He
show.
explains it normally.
He's explaining things constantly.
Well,
It's
yeah,
a show
it's
full of
Dr. Stone.
exposition.
You don't think it's cool that he knows all
I
this
don't think it's
information
cool,
in
no.
the Stone Age and is
I
able to create a
don't.
cell phone?
I could give 2 shits about what he
What?
thinks about the Stone Age, to be honest with you. Like most people these days, like historians and such, I just, I'm like, they're like, oh, the Stone Age. I'm like, who cares? If you got rocks or whatever. Anyway.
I will say though, I appreciate that everyone has hobbies. Rocks is one, and I get most of them. I don't get rocks. I don't get the enthusiasm for geology. That's
I'm not going to comment on that because I'm going to probably end up upsetting some of your fan base. But anyway,
That's okay. I've said plenty of offensive things on this podcast that would upset our fan base. So,
oh
You have?
well,
What?
oh well, I don't know. Like I think that maybe I didn't. Cory, if you weren't offended, then I probably am okay.
why is that?
Doing?
Adjusting my pants.
I'm a bully. That's
I have that
why.
problem too.
Because I look at somebody who wears the same coat I do, and I say, and I say, "Excuse me," and I walk away and I take it off.
That
I can't
doesn't
be
look
like
as
you.
good on you as it does on me. I'm now going to remove this article of clothing.
So it had nothing to do with that. It was the fact that I didn't like I didn't like that he was wearing the same coat I was, and so I
It's a running joke.
Yeah.
I bring it up a lot. So does
Yeah,
Tori.
you do.
Hello, fellow weebs and otakus. This is a little different than we normally do, but this episode lasted a little bit longer than we anticipated with Cory and Hunter. So we will be separating this into 2 different parts. So tune in next week to catch part 2 of this awesome episode. Bye.